Okay, hi all. I have Bliz here with me. This is one of the first videos in my series, my YouTube ones, and I just want to do. She wants to actually help me a little bit with this. She may have. I'm gonna have a hard time with this, but she's very excited about this poster that we have. Oh, she's going to bite me. Okay, see how excited she really is, because she doesn't. She really wants it back, but I had to borrow it. And what I want to do is kind of show you this for a second. One of the first topics we're talking about are the 5 major branches, perspectives in psych, and some of the people that are on those branches. And so I have some other information about that, but I want to show you this just in a very quick video, and just show you the cuties of psychology. And unfortunately, this is not, obviously didn't draw this, so they are not in order of branches, but their names are here, so you can basically correlate that to the tree that I have. But let me just show you these guys, and we'll be talking about these a lot over the course of the semester. But of course, right here, third in line, Sigmund Freud, one of the main fathers of psychology. Why do I say that? I had somebody one time say to me, hey, why do we talk so much about Sigmund Freud? He was a quack. Okay, look, quack is kind of a subjective term. But here's the thing. Yes, did Freud have some bizarre ideas? Absolutely. Are his theories and ideas hard to prove, if not impossible to scientifically prove? Yes. Does that mean they're all wrong? Of course not. None of us are wrong all the time, all right? But Freud had some really good ideas. For example, I bet all of you believe that if you think of a person that has some kind of a mental health problem, that one of the best ways to maybe help them is to talk with them. Rather than putting them in spinning chairs or throwing them in ice or giving them a lobotomy. All right, Freud was the one that first really emphasized talk therapy. Even though today's therapy is very different from a lot of what he would have done, he still emphasized that talking was one of the things that might help. I bet all of you believe that what happens to you in childhood has a major impact on how you turn out as an adult. That was really Freud who first emphasized that and came up with one of the first developmental theories of psychological growth. And of course, the role of the unconscious. And do we do things that maybe we don't always know outwardly what our motive is without a little bit of insight? So I think those are some of the ideas. And Freud was interesting. Hey, he talked about sex a lot. Everybody wanted to hear that, read about that. So he popularized this field in a lot of ways. He's interesting, and we can't discount anyone right off the bat. We want to think about it. Even if you don't like it, you have to think that maybe there was something to it in terms of at least sparking some of these other guys, all right, to come up with alternate theories. All right, his buddy next to him, Carl Jung. Carl Jung was also in the psychoanalytic branch and came up with a lot of other ideas about the unconscious, including the collective unconscious, which means that he believed there's a psychic type connection that we all share. William James over here, he doesn't really fall neatly on one of those branches, but William James is one of the main fathers of psychology. He was really the first to write the text in psychology. You can still buy his works. And one of the things I think William James was very important is bridging that gap between psychology is really that marriage of philosophy and scientific method. And William James was really the first to do that. He's known in a lot of, if you look at a lot of textbooks, he's really known as a philosopher as well as one of the first psychologists. And I think one of the things I admire William James about the most was his idea about keeping an open mind. He believed in science in the sense that we need to use science to prove things the best we can, but at the same time he understood there's limits, and maybe not everything can be shown support scientifically right now. If it's disproven, that's one thing, but what about things that are kind of in the middle? What if we can't prove or disprove it? Does that mean it's wrong? That's where William James used to call those things, he used to talk about something called a white crow. Just because I've never seen one doesn't mean it doesn't exist, all right? And so he just meant keep an open mind, and that's one thing that I think is really important for psychologists as well as any kind of scientist. Of course, you have the behaviorists on here. You have Skinner, The rat's over here with John Watson, but to be honest with you, Skinner could have the rat on him too. Behaviorism talks about things like consequences, rewards, and punishments, and learning theory. And it doesn't really worry about thinking too much. It doesn't worry about unconscious. It's all rewards and punishments and learning from experience. We have Ivan Pavlov, really the first real behaviorist who came up with the idea of classical conditioning, associating things and responding. Here he is, his little doggy. See, you see his little doggy over there. Doggies that responded to the bell and would salivate. They learn to put the bell together with the food. And if I'm going through this fast, don't worry about it. This is an overview. I just was so happy with my poster here that I wanted to share it. We will talk about all of these guys in a lot more detail. And I passed the one I'm missing. We did all of them except, of course, got here in the end with his messenger bag and his beret, because he was Swiss, but he spoke French. Jean Piaget. And Piaget was a cognitive psychologist. He spent his life investigating how children process information and how we go through different stages of cognition, thinking about things, how we make decisions, how we solve problems. And so he was really one of the fathers of cognitive branch of psychology. All right, so there they are. You'll see this, I'm hoping, whenever my office, which is kind of a little bit of a delay in getting that ready, but this will have a very, very prominent place. Hopefully you will see it again, but I wanted to make sure that you kind of got a little bit of an overview. Thank you for that. Blizzard's still here, so you know she was listening. Say bye. Say bye, Blizzard. Oh, yeah, so she bites mommy a little bit, but that's okay. She doesn't really mean it. See ya for now.